Imagine, if you will, a quiet night, the rain gently falling, cascades of droplets splashing against window panes, the drizzle painting an orchestra of tranquility, a symphony of nature's whispers, a lullaby for the world, the rhythm of the rain, a soothing backdrop to the silence of a solitary home. Our tale begins with a man, a solitary figure in the embrace of solitude. His home, an old house nestled between the arms of the storm and the darkness of the night. The house, a relic of days gone by, holds its breath as the rain serenades its aging walls. Each room, a testament to solitude, echoes with the absence of life. The tick-tock of the grandfather clock in the hallway, the only heartbeat in the otherwise still house. The man, our protagonist, finds solace in the solitude. A book in hand, the solitary light of the lamp casting long shadows on the walls, he sinks into the depths of his armchair. The rain's melody, a comforting chorus to the silence around him. Yet, amidst the calming lullaby of the rain, a discordant note strikes. A creaking floorboard upstairs, a sound out of place in the symphony of the night. The man pauses, the silence of the house now a canvas for his growing unease. The house, his haven of solitude, now echoes with an unsettling calm. The creak wasn't new, the house was old after all, yet something about it tonight was different. It wasn't just a creak, it was a disruption, a ripple in the otherwise tranquil night. The quiet night was no longer a sanctuary, it was now a stage for an unwelcome guest. The man's heartbeat echoes in his ears, a counter-melody to the rhythm of the rain. His solitude, once comforting, now a haunting reminder of his isolation. A shiver runs down his spine, a chilling prelude to the unknown. As the rain fell, a floorboard creaked upstairs, but he was alone, or so he thought. Now picture this. The man, curious, decides to investigate. The house creaks beneath his weight as he ascends the wooden staircase. Each step he takes is a symphony of groans and squeaks, the only sound in this otherwise quiet house. The silence is deafening, wrapping around him like a shroud. The only thing breaking this oppressive quiet is the relentless patter of the rain against the windows, a constant disquieting reminder of the storm outside. As he climbs higher, the atmosphere grows heavier, the air thick with an unseen presence. The temperature drops with each step, a chill that seeps into his bones. His heart pounds in his chest, a drumbeat of dread that echoes the tapping of the rain. He can almost feel eyes on him, watching, waiting, but he's alone, isn't he? Finally, he reaches the top of the stairs. A single door stands in front of him, the paint peeling and the wood warped from years of neglect. He reaches out, his hand shaking as he pushes the door open. It swings inward with a haunting creak, revealing the room beyond. But to his surprise, the room is empty, void of any furniture or personal belongings. Bare walls stare back at him, but the room itself isn't what catches his attention. It's the window, wide open, the curtains flapping wildly in the wind. The rain pours in, soaking the wooden floor, creating a puddle that reflects the stormy night outside. His heart skips a beat. He had heard something, a noise from upstairs, but there's nothing here. No sign of any intruder or any explanation for the sound that had drawn him up here. The room is empty save for the open window and the rain pouring in. He found the room empty save for the open window and the rain pouring in. But if no one was there, who or what had made the noise? The question hangs in the air, heavy with the unseen presence that lingers in the room, a silent observer to the man's growing fear. He stood there, the rain soaking the carpet, his heart pounding. His breath hitched in his throat, the air around him heavy with an uncanny sense of dread. He was alone, utterly alone, with the night and the rain his only companions. Yet he couldn't shake off the feeling that he was not alone in the room. His mind raced, thoughts tumbling over each other in a whirlwind of fear and confusion. The room was dark, save for the occasional flicker of lightning that threw grotesque shadows on the walls. Each roll of thunder sounded like a growl of some unseen beast lurking in the darkness. His heart pounded in his chest, a staccato rhythm that echoed the rain's relentless drumming against the window pane. His eyes scanned the room, darting from one corner to another. There was nothing out of the ordinary, just familiar shapes draped in the cloak of darkness. Yet the air was thick with a palpable fear that had settled in his bones. He was trapped, a prisoner in his own home, held captive by an unseen terror that seemed to seep from the very walls around him. Just when he thought his fear couldn't escalate any further, a new sound sliced through the roaring thunder and the relentless rain. A whisper, barely audible, a soft susurration that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. His blood ran cold, his heart skipped a beat. He strained his ears, hoping it was just his imagination playing tricks on him. But there it was again. A whisper, soft as the rustle of leaves, yet chilling to the bone. He spun around, his eyes wide with terror, searching for the source of the sound. But there was no one. The room was as empty as it had been a moment ago. The whisper echoed again, a chilling reminder of his unseen companion. His heart pounded harder in his chest, each beat a loud proclamation of his fear. A whisper, soft and chilling, echoed in the room, but there was no one. Nothing that could have made it. In the deafening silence that followed, he made a chilling discovery. As the rain continued its relentless assault on the outside world, he found himself standing before a hidden door. The door, inconspicuously concealed within the wall of his own home, was something he had never noticed before. It was as if it had materialized out of thin air, presenting itself to him in his most vulnerable state. The door was old, the paint chipped and faded, revealing the raw, weathered wood beneath. The handle was rusted, as if it hadn't been turned in decades. It was a door that whispered tales of forgotten times, and the man could feel a shiver of dread creeping up his spine. There was an undeniable sense of fear gnawing at him, yet there was also a flicker of curiosity that refused to be extinguished. In the face of fear, curiosity can be a powerful motivator. It can push us to explore the unknown, to uncover the hidden, to delve into the depths of the unseen. And that's exactly what it did to him. Despite the invisible tendrils of fear wrapping around his heart, he found himself drawn to the door. His hand, trembling slightly, reached out to the handle. The cold touch of the rusted metal sent a jolt through him, but he didn't pull away. He stood there, his hand on the handle, his heart pounding in his chest like a drum echoing through the stillness of the night. The rain pitter-pattered against the windows, the only sound in the otherwise silent room. It was a moment that felt stretched out in time, a moment where fear and curiosity balanced on the edge of a knife. A hidden door in his own house. The question now was, would he dare to open it? With a deep breath, he reached for the door handle. Our protagonist's heart pounded in his chest like a drum, each beat echoing the rhythm of his mounting fear. His fingers, slick with cold sweat, curled around the cold metal, a stark contrast to the humid air that clung to his skin. He hesitated, the silence broken only by the steady patter of rain against the window. The storm outside was a symphony of chaos, yet within these walls it felt like time had stilled. He turned the handle, the rusty hinges creaking in protest. The door groaned open, revealing nothing but a yawning abyss of inky darkness. It was as if the room beyond was a void, swallowing all light and hope. A sudden chill swept over him, wrapping itself around him like a shroud. It was a cold that seeped into his bones, a cold that whispered of forgotten fears and lurking nightmares. He squinted into the darkness, trying to discern any shape or form. But there was nothing. Only the inscrutable void, a blank canvas upon which his mind painted grotesque images of what could be hiding in the shadows. The storm outside raged on, oblivious to the human drama unfolding within the confines of this desolate house. He took a step forward, each footfall echoing ominously. The room beyond was an unknown territory, a landscape shrouded in obscurity. He had no choice but to venture into the darkness, to face whatever lay in wait. The silence was deafening now, his own breath sounding loud and ragged in his ears. Just as he crossed the threshold, the door behind him swung shut with a resounding bang. The sound echoed through the stillness, a grim punctuation to his decision. The finality of it sent a shiver down his spine. His heart skipped a beat, his breath hitched in his throat. As he stepped into the darkness, the door slammed shut behind him, and then everything went silent. The storm outside, the pounding of his heart, the ragged breaths, all were swallowed by the silence. The darkness was all-encompassing now, a cloak that shrouded him and the room beyond. The silence was complete, a stillness that was as terrifying as it was absolute.